Hello, everyone, and this is the Dallara Formula 3 from 2019 F3 Macau GP. And yes, Formula 3 is a spec series, and it's now manufactured completely by Dallara, the Italian company. And this car has been in service, I think, since 2018 or something like that, and it's pretty much still being used. So I think it's kind of smart for Tarmac Works to just use and they could just like change the livery and the drivers and whatever, right? And this is a standard Hobby 64 box. There's nothing really interesting to it. So let's take a look at the car. So recently in a video talking about the McLaren phone cars, I said that this is probably the best 164 Formula car currently or ever made, really. I think this model came out earlier this year or no, last year, right? But yeah, I think it's still very good. Didn't get it immediately, waited a little while, then it got a little, it's not like super expensive, but kind of expensive for Tarmac Work standard. But like finally I was like, okay, I really want this, so I'll get it. And I like Sophia Flörsch. She's probably one of the best female drivers currently, and she is currently racing in endurance series, right? So she's no longer racing in Formula 3. And even then, even in 2019, she wasn't like racing full-time either. It was just for a special appearance for Macau GP because she got horribly injured in 2018 in Macau, and so it was like a special appearance. But let's take a look at the car first, right? So it's just honestly not like a ton going on. It's just everything just done really well. First, let's take a look at the side pods. You get the MGM as an interesting sponsorship. So that's not a paint contamination. That's just like dust. A lot of like sponsorships and stuff. That's, yeah, more dust, right? Macau, right? So the side pods are very nicely done. You can see like all the grills and stuff. So the casting itself is well done. And you can see the side mirrors, the wing mirrors, as we say in Formula Racing. It's a nice separate piece. It's not like soft rubber as Mini GT often does, but it's actually a harder plastic, so it's harder to bend. And I think that's a positive as far as I'm concerned. It actually has a reflective piece of I think that sticker inside. How does this thing even? How can we get this to focus where I want it to focus? Sweet. And you can see the halo device, pretty cool looking. The T-cam on top, and you can see the shark fin, and I think it's really pointy. I think that's super cool, but I would not recommend, not that you can, but like I would not recommend touching it, because I feel like you can like bend the tip or break the tip or something, but it's like impossible to stick your finger in there anyway. But you know, where there's a will, there's a way. If you really want to damage it, you probably could. The exhaust tip coming out are painted silver. I think that's really nice. That's probably a separate piece because it would be very difficult to paint if it's actually part of the airbox shark fin piece. So I think that's really cool. Probably a separate piece. And it's interesting to know that Formula 3 exhaust come from here. The rear wing with DRS device, the actuator right here. As you can see, it's also painted. There's a strip of silver paint right here, and silver coming all the way down to the bottom. And on the rear, you can see the would this count as a beam wing? I think it might count as a beam wing. The rear lights, and oh, I never tried it before, but it's actually textured as well. It's not just painted. There's actually protrusions coming out. And you also see the diffusers down here. Rear wheels, the rims are very well done. Rear Pirelli P0, as you would expect, and front Pirelli P0. Another interesting thing, did you guys notice? It's actually sponsored by IXO models, and it's really interesting. I actually took a look at the box. It doesn't say this model, this Tarmac Works model is sponsor. It is a collaboration with IXO, which is cool, which is strange because, you know, Tarmac Works has partnered IXO on multiple occasions, and for their upcoming Ferrari cars is also a IXO collaboration. So why not collaborate on something that actually already has IXO branding? But anyway, Sophia Flörsch on the side, also the German flag, number 18 on the front. And this is I think super cool. You can see the Pitted tube, that's a new word I learned very recently. That's probably an antenna. What is this? This is a camera, but like all of the antenna and antenna looking things are separate pieces. The only bit of a problem is you can see a little bit of glue coming out, but it's pretty much unavoidable in my opinion. So, oh well. But you can still nevertheless see all the sponsor logos underneath. So really, really cool. The front wing is nice too. It's a not super complicated piece, but complicated nevertheless. And again, like I said, suspension details are all there. You can see the brake ducts and all that. So very, very well done. The side pods, you can see it has a little bit of depth, not a ton, but like maybe a millimeter or two. So it's still better than nothing. And just a quick look on the other side. It's pretty much the same on the other side anyway, but still. And the bottom, the floor, you can see all of the screws. So that's 3 screws here, and here. These 2 are the screw holes to hold it in place, and that's 1 rivet. And these are probably glue. These are glue, so they can tell you, for one, how the front wing is assembled on its own, and 2, how the front wing is attached to the nose cone. So overall, like I said, it's, in my opinion, it is the best Formula car in 1/64 scale that has ever been made, which makes me very excited for the Mercedes Formula 1 cars, the W11 and the W12 that Tarmac Works has shown in events, and I feel like that's going to be very well done as well. So I'm very hyped for these. Am I gonna get any more of these Formula 3 cars? Probably not. I think Sophia Flörsch is the only one that I'm like super interested in. All of the other ones, obviously, you get Armstrong, right? Lance Armstrong. What's his first name? Anyway, Armstrong. Sorry, Armstrong, if you're out there watching my video, my bad. But like, they're still all the same casting, right? So I don't really need a second one of those. But for anyone that's interested in either of these drivers, or in a Red Bull liveried Formula 3 car, they're out there, and I think these are probably all going to be very good. That's it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll talk to you again very soon. Bye.